Well, tell us more about your journey to just going from, I mean, did you heal? Like, was it a good experience doing your nose to tail carnivore?
Oh, like I said, we learned about regenerative agriculture. We learned about, like, I think, how to have one of the most sustainable diets out there, which is a nose to tail approach. Because some people complain about how carnivore can be expensive. Yeah, if you're just buying ribeyes and expensive like muscle meat cuts, but like if you're incorporating all parts of the animals, that like price can significantly drop. So we've definitely learned a lot about like the best type of sourcing and the sustainability side.
I think anytime you make a change in your diet, like you're gonna see some difference. Like even if you do something that like, even if you remove red meat and you go to a vegan diet, like something's gonna change and you're probably gonna feel better than what you were doing before. And so I think that is what people get lost in. And I think we got lost in that too. So when we first went to, which by the way, good job never being like, I'm keto, because it's really hard to dig your way out of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like people unfollow you, they send you hate messages. Yeah. Like, I can't believe it. So when we initially went keto, we obviously became fat adapted. So automatically started feeling better there. We went carnivore, is even better. We removed the bok choy. We removed all the green vegetables we weren't cooking properly. Obviously reduced inflammation there. And then now we're on a completely different journey because again, we played with a lever and we didn't pay attention to another one. So we trained really hard. We needed more carbs for our training. We were training fasted. We lost our periods. Hormones were really bad. So again, it's just like playing with those levers. But I think that now we've come to realize that it's not so much like necessarily like how are you carb fueled, fat fueled, but it's more like what food are you actually eating? Where are you sourcing it from? Like, are you paying attention to that? Are you hitting your nutrients? And then like, does your intake match your activity levels? I think that's just so much more important than somebody getting caught up in like, I'm keto, because then you get lost in like, oh, what can I eat if I'm keto? And then you can find yourself doing the like, hey, let's do some dirty keto. Like there's just so many rabbit holes like that.
I also think another huge like benefit of carnivore is you remove any stressors on your gut, right? And people underestimate like how much of an impact that has on all bodily functions. So our focus now is so we have now added carbs. And our focus now is
carbs. Well, tell people, kind of
whole food carbs. So
it's the same focus as the Sapien diet, where you really pay attention to the anti-nutrients. You don't have anything that's going to like necessarily harm your gut.
But one difference is we do incorporate fructose sources, and so that's I think a disagreement point there, but that's fine. We incorporate raw honey, fruit, fresh squeezed orange juice, and dairy as our carbohydrate sources. And then on occasion, we'll have like squash and well-cooked potatoes. Our main focus is carbohydrate sources that are very easy to digest because we have had a lot of digestion issues in the past. And so we have found that with this approach, our like digestion system is working really, really well. I think we were incorporating a lot of dark green cruciferous vegetables in the past, and those weren't working well on our digestive system. So that's where I think someone who gets really trapped in keto, they'll say, oh, those veggies, like that's keto, so I can stay below a certain carb threshold, but completely forget about like, oh, that's causing a lot of like digestion stress inside your system. And so really our main focus right now is using animal products for our fat and protein sources. And then for our carbohydrate sources, making those really easy to digest with low anti-nutrients. And I think that we have really felt good with the fruit, raw honey, milk, and occasional squashes and well-cooked potatoes.
It's influenced by Dr. Peat, if you looked into his work. And so he has the same ideas as you, where like low anti-nutrients, what's easy to digest, how are you going to get your nutrients in? And then from there, he never actually says like, you have to have a whole bunch of carbs. It's just like, his mindset on it is that the carbohydrates are stress relieving for your body, especially if they're easy to digest. And so you have to look at the position that we were in, where we lost our periods and we needed to dig our way out of that hole. So it's not like we're saying everybody should eat this way. It's more so like, what is your situation? Where's your activity level? Where are your hormones? And then design something for yourself from there.
That's so